Hi everyone, welcome to a Chandler's channel. I'm Tracy and I'm your host, and if you've been watching then you know I consciously channel messages from my Spirit Guide Whitehawk. And today's session is our weekly reading for May 27th to June 2nd, so hold on for that. But as always, I like to touch back on what the previous week was. And the previous week was busy for me, and I didn't get the weekly reading up till Wednesday, which is really interesting because I had more hits, or more views, sorry, within like a 24-hour period when I posted it on a Wednesday than when I do on a Monday. So, you know, you kind of scratch your head going, wonder if I should start posting it on the Wednesday, you know? Just one of those interesting things to note. So in that reading, Whitehawk gave us some tools to work with to get through weeks when we're very, very busy, such as take 15-minute breaks and stop and smell the roses, and you know, to empty your sponge when it gets too full, because then nothing can penetrate, nothing can get through us because we're at that saturation point. So that was last week. As always, there's this week. So why don't we go get him and let's see what he has to say for our week of May 27th to June 2nd. And the first thing I was hearing was myself say, as always, I like to touch back on the previous week. And Whitehawk comes in and says, yes, indeed, he says, it is imperative that we touch back on the previous week, he says, for there is much to learn, he says, from our previous weeks as they lead into these weeks. But there is no worry, my friends, there is no fear, my friends. We will get through these weird and dangerous times, he says. I sense and feel, he says, there's a lot of fear, a lot of worry, a lot of anxiety, he says, right now in the world. And so I just want to say to you, my children, be safe. You are safe. And we are here for you. As I said, it is weird and dangerous times in the world right now, simply because we are going through a change. We are going through an uplifting, he says. Not an uprising, an uplifting. And when I hear uplifting, I also heard the song there by the Parachute Club where they say, rise up, rise up. He says, indeed, it is an uplifting we are going through in the world. He says, many people are coming to a realization that life is just not meant to be lived the way we've been living it for so many years. And so now we are challenging the old ways. We are challenging the new ways, he says. In fact, we are challenging always, he says. For indeed it does not sit well, he says, does not sit well within us. For there is a deep need and desire within us, he says, to love, to pursue love, to be love, to give love. And the only reason I say these things to you, my children, is because, as I said previously to you, is there is a lot of strain, a lot of drain, a lot of worry. And, what's the word he's saying? Exalt? I can't even figure out the word. Over fear? Like he's talking like there's a huge amount of fear out there. And he says, when we go through upliftings like this, he says, there will always be that amount of fear. But But fear not, my children, he says. For we are well on our way, he says, for the next decade. For the next decades, he says, there will be so many changes, so many happenings, he says. There'll be so many changes, so many happenings of a like you have not seen before, he says. Heed not the call of worry or fear or anxiety or anything like that, he says. Simply sit back and watch the creation happen, he says. For much will be created and recreated, he says, as this one likes to say. He says she likes to say that we created the world we live in. Now we need to recreate it. And he says she could not be further off the mark when she says that. And all it does is start with one of us, he says, to move it forward, to have that domino effect, to have that ripple effect, he says. And that is what is happening right now. Everybody is skating and worried and wondering, he says, which way to go. They don't know which way to go. They know the right way to go, he says. For we always know the right way to go. But will we choose the right way? Or will we choose the way everybody else is going? Will we conform? I certainly hope not, children. And based on the emotion, he says, based on the emotion and the outcry of the public right now, I do not think we will. We will turn the right way. He says, so God bless this week, my children, as you turn the right way. Heed not the call to fear and anxiety, he says, and worry. God bless. Be safe. Keep safe. Thank you, Whitehawk. Well, there you go. I guess we're in an uplifting way right now. Not uprising, but an uplifting. And I guess it's creating all kinds of chaos within ourselves because we're looking to go the right way. So may next week find you the right way. So our next reading is the topic of the week reading, and I did say it might be on a few like natural disasters or our body's wisdom or even more on spirit guides, but what I didn't realize is that we're in the last week of May, which leads us to June. So our next topic of the week is our monthly reading for June. So tune in for that, because I hope it's not going to be as busy as May has been. All right, well, thank you for tuning in as always. Subscribe, it's free. Comment, like, share. In order to do comment, like, and share, you have to have a YouTube account. It's as easy as Facebook and Twitter. Hope to see you here. So God bless. I'm Tracy for a Chandler's Channel.